All right. Thanks everybody for joining today. We have Jennifer with us. She's with Mid Florida Air Conditioning out of DeBary, Florida. Jennifer, it's great to have you today.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Amazing. Let's just start out by introducing yourself, how you guys got started, and how you got to where you are today, just in a short version of that.
Sure. In 1980, my father actually got a loan from his father and had one van and would literally have a roll of quarters and pull over on the side of the road at a phone booth, call a customer, let him know that he's on the way. And there was like a literal piece of paper with the schedule and maps. And we've been doing things the same, we've had to change with the times, but we've been in the business for a very long time. And it's 45 years, like I said, since 1980. So it's a family business. So it's been a part of our family, like another sibling for as long as I can remember, because we grew up, in the environment. And especially in the beginning, my dad did everything. And then my mom came on board, and then slowly other family members came to help as it started to grow. So it's been part of our lives for as long as I can remember. Yeah.
Amazing. I love that. And what a story when you talk about going from payphones and quarters and yellow pages and paper maps and how things have changed and progressed since then. And we will unpack that a little bit, of course, in this conversation. So in the beginning, it was your dad with one truck. And over time, where are you at today?
So we right now it's fluctuated based on the building industry because we really do work hand in hand. So when construction was booming, we had a larger amount of employees and a larger branch that was handling that. That industry has slowed down a little bit with construction. So now we focus more on our existing customers. We still do a lot with new construction, but it just changes with the time. So right now we currently have 30 employees, 10 trucks on the road, and we like to keep it that way just because that way we feel we know our customers. And when we show up, the customers know the tech's faces. They have certain guys they
Yeah.
request. And it really does build this level of trust where they know if we tell them, hey, this might want to take a look at that, or we would really recommend this needs to be changed. They know that we've been honest with them for 20, 30 years, however long they've been a customer. So it builds that rapport. And it's something that I've found I didn't realize how rare that is until I've been on the other side of it looking for contractors to hire. And it's very hard to find people to trust. So I'm very proud. And when I hear our name in the community, I know I'm going to be proud of what they're about to tell me from a customer's perspective.
Yeah, that's amazing for sure. Let's just talk a little bit about what you've done over the years. Obviously, times have changed a great deal. First of all, what full services do you offer? Let's just explain what your full service offering is.
Yeah, we do everything from, like I said, we work with new construction where you're building a home. We will be there from the ground up and put everything in that you need. We can do change outs. So if someone's has an older unit, we have the most up-to-date, energy efficient, technologically advanced equipment that's available on the market. We also, apparently, this is another thing I didn't realize is a little bit unusual about our industry, is that we work with the state of Florida to offer insurance policies on the units. So we have different tiers depending on what you would need. And some of the units, if we do a change out, and they come with a warranty from the manufacturer. So you might not need as much coverage as someone that's got an older unit that needs more to be covered. But that's something, especially different networking groups I've been a part of or communities in our area. It's a really great service that we have the warranties because let's say you have a bunch of rental properties or you have elderly parents and you live out of state. When you have a policy with us, if there's ever an issue, you don't have to deal with it. They call us and you say, oh, that's covered under the policy. And it just takes it completely off of your plate. So that's something I'm really proud of. And I'm so grateful that we're able to offer that to our customers.
That's amazing. And what areas specifically do you target?
You mean as far as like locations?
Yeah.
Okay. Mainly our main office is in Volusia County. So we handle everything from Daytona to Orlando, portions of Orlando. And then we also work with Brevard. We work with Seminole County. So just Melbourne and DeBary are our main focus areas, but we handle anything around those locations.
Amazing. And like I was going back to the efforts that you've done for marketing and getting your name out there and building that trust and authority in the community. What have you done over the years that you can say has really helped build that traction?
Primarily, we do focus a lot on Google just because that tends to be where the industry is going. but we do everything from the bigger companies like that. We also work with a company called To Your Success, where when we do a change out, we send them cookies and a cooler with our logo on it. And then it also comes with a survey. We work with Nearby Now, where when we're at home, they'll receive an email and it says, hey, we were in your area. This is what your neighbor said about us. And they can look at a physical map and see, oh, they were right down the street. I'll ask my neighbor how that service went. Or so we'd really try to do everything from those small mom and pop things in our local area, because our community is very small and people like to trust in companies that they know the owners or they know employees. So we do everything from the very basic, what's considered old school marketing, all the way up to the SEOs and all the different things that are expected in modern business. So we try to cover all of the bases.
Okay. So what have you done over the years that you've pitched into and it hasn't taken off the way you thought it?
I'm trying to think. I've got my
Yelp.
oh, Yelp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest issue we've had is sometimes there'll be a review and it's not for our company. So there was an issue and it's a company with a similar name in, let's say, Gainesville, Florida, which we don't service. And we tried to say, wait a minute, we don't show any record of ever being at your property. And then very difficult to fix the issues.
Well, all the 1 stars, all the 5 stars don't.
Exactly. So we get dinged for reviews that are truly from our customers, which is why I'm so happy with the To Your Success and the Nearby Now, because it's generated from within. And we know it's our customer, where when it's the Wild West, or something like Yelp, it's so hard to fight the misunderstandings or the wrong company name if you type it incorrectly. But I do love the Better Business Bureau. We always recommend, if you're looking for a service, go through the Better Business Bureau and you'll see what our customers are actually saying about us.
Yeah. That's a good point. And that's a very good piece of advice. What about traditional marketing? Have you done direct mailers? Have you done lawn signs, door hangers?
Yes. Like, for example, when we do any kind of work on a unit and we do new construction, it obviously has all of our documentation, everything in the home. But then whenever we do work on the unit, we also have the stickers that we will put on the unit. So if they have a question, they don't have to research us. The phone number is right in front of them. We've done, let's say there's a new neighborhood and there is not someone that we did the original work, but we know those units are about to come up for renewal. Then we would target, maybe do a mailer for that area. We've done mailers where we'll offer a discount when it's a slower season on maintenance or repair. We also do, I'm not sure how common this is in the industry, but like I said, we do have a small town feel for some of our areas that we service. So we also offer a service where if someone recommends us to a new customer and they get a change out, that person receives a commission. Like anyone in the community can get a funder's fee, and we'll send them a check right in the mail to thank them for running our company. And then they're happy to recommend us because they know that they're going to be happy with the service and they get to go out to dinner. So
that is amazing. I can speak to that. We serve hundreds of clients and I have not heard of that. So that is a little tool in the tool belt that I think you've discovered. And it's probably, and then it's not necessarily a refer somebody and get X amount of dollars off your next service.
Yeah.
It's not self-serving in any way. It's really just giving back.
Exactly. And like I said, it's people that are happy. And we previously dabbled with doing it for repairs, but sometimes the checks would get lost so we tried away from that. We tend to focus more on new customers, didn't know we exist or never met us before. And it's an organic, and you trust people that you know that are happy with companies. At least that's what my first question is. I'm asking my friends, hey, who do you use for this mechanic, or what do you do for the plumbing or whatever? And it's great if you benefit from it as well, then everyone's happy.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we touched on, finish that up.
Oh no, it's a good way we get the community support, everyone's happy, and then you're building new connections organically.
I love that. We touched a little bit on reviews and how important they are. Do you do anything to incentivize your techs to get reviews?
Yes, we do small things throughout the year where we keep track of, they call it the gold stars. So when I send out, let's say I send out a review through Nearby Now or To Your Success or whatever it is, maybe a follow-up email, we do keep track of all of that. And we show, okay, this tech, we call it, like I said, the gold stars. Sometimes customers will just call in and say, hey,
Sure.
we were really happy with this technician. So we have a system where we keep track of it throughout the year. At the end of the year, the techs do receive awards. And they're on display in the office for the next year, and they're very competitive. So
Good. That's what it's
Yeah,
supposed to do.
yes. What were you saying, Justin?
We pay this for Google reviews.
Oh, yes. And we also pay spiffs for the Google reviews.
Oh,
If someone,
okay.
once again, you see in Google, because it's so important to keep up with that aspect of it. So those mean a lot to us when we get a good Google review. So the techs do see it directly that they're going to benefit as well, as long as they do a good job, the customer's happy. Once again, everybody comes out ahead. So, yeah,
Amazing.
and that as
Amazing.
well.
So you've obviously been in the industry for a very long time. Your company's been around. People know who you are, which we talked about how important that is, that authority and that trust factor. What do you do to stay involved in the community, if anything?
Yeah, there's a lot of events that occur in our area. And like I said, it's that balance. For example, there's like a local pizza restaurant. We're on the table. When you're eating pizza, you're looking at our faces the whole time with a little QR code to our website. So everything from very basic,
Yeah.
old school type of marketing, all the way up to just being involved in, I'm in a lot of service organization.
Yeah.
And especially, I think it's a little unusual as a woman for me to be part of a women's organization. And they're coming to me and saying, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to meet you, because I'm a little overwhelmed or nervous because I don't know who to trust. And I feel like that's a different perspective.
Yeah.
So we are very much like in the community, just in our daily lives, as well as, for example, one of our technicians just got back because he was Santa Claus at the local preschool.
I love that.
He just got back from delivering gifts to come to lunch. And where our children went to school, we service all of the air conditioning units. It's a church that's connected to a preschool. So literally, Santa Claus just got back from work. So little things like that, where the community knows if they need something, reach out to us, and we'll be there no matter how unusual it may seem, because who knows what that could lead to. And
Absolutely.
they know us.
Yeah.
Like, they know when they need something, they can trust us. We're not going anywhere. And that's the hardest thing I've found as a consumer, is just having that connection and knowing that you're going to get a straight answer. This person's going to be around when I need them later on, and they're going to give me the honest truth.
Yeah.
It's highly rare this day and age.
It is. Yeah. And I think you touched on a point earlier that I think is really important, is that confidence when you're opening your door, opening your home to somebody. It's a big deal, especially nowadays when it feels like it's hard to trust people. And you hear a lot about different stories. And so it's just building that trust and authority is just so crucial. In terms of, so somebody books an appointment and you have a technician going to their house, is there any process that would allow the client to know who's coming to their house or what they can expect when they open that door?
Sure. So we have a good portion of our customers that have been with us, some of them since we opened our doors, basically. So a lot of times when they call, they'll request a certain technician. We can't ever guarantee, because we're human, things happen. But a lot of times they'll request their favorite tech that's been coming out for 15 years.
Okay.
They'll do that. And then what happens is we will always give them a call to let them know the technician is on their way. And also so we can confirm that someone is home. They didn't forget about their appointment.
Yeah.
So they'll call to let them know that he's on the way. Once the technician arrives, we have obviously GPS tracking. We know exactly where everyone is at that moment. And then if there's any question, they are more than welcome to call us if they have a question about an invoice or they want to get more information from the tech. We have all the notes in the system from when they were at their home. And then the tech will let us know if we need to follow up, if they need to install a part or schedule something like a permit or an inspection for a permit, things like that. But yeah, I feel like we try to do as much as we can to educate the customers, especially when we're actually physically in their homes, because we can show them this is how your thermostat works, or this is where you change your filter. They will try to do a lot of education while they're in the home, but it's not so much beforehand, because we don't really know what we're coming into. Sometimes it's a tripped breaker. We think Fair. Yeah. So a lot of times we don't know what we're getting into until we actually arrive.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Going off the principle that 80% of your business should come from existing clients, what do you do to stay in contact with your existing clients and let them know you're still around?
Yeah, we do everything from they'll send a text or I'm sorry, not text, a text. That's to let them know, hey, we're running this special. It's something that we're dabbling with that hasn't been around for too long. But a lot of people, maybe they don't check their email very frequently or they don't want phone calls. So we'll do that. Years past, we've done everything from the Christmas cards and little things that just let them know we're still thinking about them throughout the year. We have like I said, some of our customers are elderly. We're in Florida, so we have a large portion of the elderly community that we service.
Sure.
And they like a calendar. They like a piece of paper with our name on it. Magnets, yes, stickers.
Yeah.
So we do everything from the traditional, like the pens with our name on it and things like that. But we try to service everyone. So we have the Facebook page for the people that are more tech and they're going to be looking online. We have the Google ads, and then the traditional, literally the pens and the calendars and the physical things that they want to put on their refrigerator. And they are a hot commodity. The calendars go very quickly. They'll come in and I was bringing some we always bring it to the post office in our area. So I was in line with my calendars to give to the post office employees. And then some of our customers were in line. They're like, oh, I didn't know the calendars were in yet. I'll be there tomorrow.
So that is amazing. Do you build your own? Do you build your own calendar?
No, it's a company, like a promotional company that just has our logo and phone number. It's like Tropical Fish, which is very popular in Florida.
That. Yeah. Oh, that is amazing.
I wish I would have had more in my car because they wanted them in line at the post office.
That is so amazing. It sounds like you really have it dialed in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for this community and this target audience, we have a lot of people that they don't trust many people and they trust us. So that means a lot. We don't ever want to lose that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything in 2026 that you are introducing in terms of services offered or anything coming around the corner that you're like, this is up and coming and we're going to introduce this?
Yeah. Let me ask Jonathan more. Do you know if there's anything specific that we're focusing on?
Just AIs.
Yeah.
AI.
Of course. It's definitely a hot topic. And that is something we are excited to work with our clients on because there's so much we can do. And that's very exciting. Yes. What would you say is your most profitable service?
What would you say? Change outs. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's still, I think, our number one money maker. As much as far as I wouldn't say it's as profitable when it comes to the insurance policies, but where those are valuable is getting our foot in the door and building that relationship.
For sure.
So it goes hand in hand. Yeah. And change outs are wonderful, especially if it's like a new customer and we're able to get our foot in the door. We are comparable with our pricing. We have the good reputation. Yeah. It's a great way to establish that connection. And then hopefully once, let's say that unit is out of its warranty or they need a repair, they're calling us to continue building that relationship over the years.
I love that. Lastly, if you were sitting across the table from, say, your dad in 1980, and you're talking to somebody who's considering jumping into the industry, considering starting their own company, what pieces of, say, one or two pieces of advice would you give somebody who is just on the fence of thinking to do what you're doing now?
Always run your business in a way that if you see someone out in the community and you hear your name, you'll always be proud of what they say because it's so rare. And I know if I'm somewhere and they mention, oh, wait, where do you work? Oh, you work for Midford Air. I'm never hesitant. I'm never nervous. Yeah. I know that actually sometimes they'll tell me stories of things I didn't even know that we did. And I'm like, oh, it gives me goosebumps because I know it's because of my dad. So if you have a good leader and someone that is always going to do the right thing and always be honest, respect the customer, respect the fact that they're spending a lot of money and it's a big decision, and don't take that lightly because it's an honor to be able to service, them for hopefully many years to come. Yeah. So he did it right from the beginning, and he's exactly the same since day one. And it's great. It makes me feel it really is a part of our family. Yeah. So that's why I feel it's such a connection because we've grown up in this environment. And then also I have children. Most of us have children.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that even my children, the third generation, has been able to see all that you can do in an industry that you don't hear as much about, because now it is more about it's exciting and technology. And I want to be an influencer. I want to do all these things, which is awesome. But we still meet people that are going to fix your air conditioner.
Yeah.
So even during like quarantine, everyone I knew was baking banana bread and going to the beach. And I'm like, I'm at the office because I'm
Busier than ever.
Exactly. So being in an industry, I'm so grateful that we're in an industry that, especially in Florida,
It's essential.
I don't know what's going on. We're in demand, and I'm so grateful for that.
That's
So,
amazing.
Yeah.
So that's a great piece of advice. So act with integrity.
Always just know you are doing the right thing no matter what. You don't ever have to worry about what someone is going to say about your reputation, the way you handled someone. Or like I said, there's a lot of times that I've been pleasantly surprised hearing stories about things we did for customers that I didn't even know about because no one talked about it. It just
Of course.
we did the right thing, and then I found out about it later. So
Amazing.
I
love that. Yeah. And you did touch on the different networking groups that you're involved with. And I know that also plays a huge part in creating that network and that web of support. So what exactly do you get involved with? And what are you really connected to these days that have really provided that support?
Sure. In the past, I was part of a women's group, like women's business group that we would meet at lunchtime, where I met with like realtors, people that ran nursing homes, things like that in my community. I'm a part of, I think it's maybe more in the South, an organization called the Junior Service League. So we focus on helping women and children in the community. So we would do things like sponsor the charity event. We would be a sponsor for the local charity event and things like that. And then they raise money to support like the Boys and Girls Club or to buy back to school clothes and supplies for children in our area. But mainly it's just something that I loved doing. And the fact that I got to build those relationships was an added bonus, that they knew where I worked. And it was more organic because those were connections I was making with people person to person. And then they found out later on what we did and who I was connected to. Oh, I love that business, or I've been a customer for 20 years. And so that's really fun to see that side of it as well. And like the face of what they expect for a company. You don't usually encounter a lot of women sometimes. And I would not say I'm not going to be able to fix the unit, but I can help get the part, make sure that you get to the call on time. So I love that. Play a part.
What an incredible story, right? From your dad, like you said, one truck, your dad, and just building from nothing to something that's just going so well and so successful. And we're honored to be walking that path with you guys, and so grateful for the partnership. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And we look forward to seeing the 2026 growth that happens. And all the best to you guys.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Amazing.